Rod Moore here. Don't have a very good connection today, unfortunately, but we'll do our best. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully you'll see some of it, and I'll be able to demonstrate something to you. But I am getting a new internet connection upgraded very shortly, within the next 4 weeks. So we'll be doing a lot more live streaming then. Just got to find the right spot where you can. I want you to be able to see the palette as well. So let's bring it down to about there. How's that? You might be able to see a bit more of the palette that way. So I am just going to do a little sketchy painting. Got rolled out canvas here, and I've squared off 2 8x10 sections there. Just need to find some thinner. And what we're going to do today is a little painting in the Impressionist sort of style, little version or interpretation of one of Monet's famous paintings. We're not going to do it exactly the same. It's his Red Poplar painting. I'm just going to use that as a sort of a bit of inspiration more than anything. We're not going to copy that, that's for sure. Bit of a hill coming down that way. And what I want is these mountains in the background. Maybe the French Alps, who knows? Well, I don't think Monet got over that way so much. So I just want to do some little poplar tree do some other sort of tree there. I'm not really sure what that'll be. I'll do a poplar tree behind it here. Just do this really loose and rough. And I thought we'd just run the shadows down the hill there. That's all going to be a shadow. And bushes and so on there. And then I'll do some nice little red poppies and things in the foreground. So what I'm doing with these little sketches is really, this is not designed to be a teaching live stream. I just like having a chat while I paint. And their voice yet. I think part of the reason is just haven't had enough paintings come off the easel. Get a bit too precious about our painting, and really until you've done 500 paintings or so. I think you should just have fun like I'm doing and just pick a theme or a topic or a subject and just do your own version of it. And I like to work loose, big shapes, little detail. I like to keep it a little bit abstract, a little bit impressionistic. And I'm moving away from putting too much detail on the landscape. I got caught up at one stage trying to paint every leaf, and it doesn't suit my personality, and I wasn't enjoying my painting so much. So I think it's important that you work out what ticks the boxes for you. So we'll just put in some sky. And I like working with these big brushes, like this is a 1-inch pastry brush. I got this idea from Robert Hagen, great Australian artist, and his sons Graham and Joe, 2 two very talented artists. Yes, I when I saw Robert Hagen using this 1-inch brush, I started using it, and it was a great decision to do so. I don't always use it. You know, I sometimes use this is rough, bristly old brush. Get those for a couple of bucks. Part of the reason why I like using these brushes is because you can treat them pretty rough. I don't have to fuss too much and worry about them too much. I think the sky's a little bit dark there. Might have to lighten that up. We'll see when we get these darks in. A bit early to tell. But what I do want is a little bit of fire in the sky. If I'm going to put reflections there, then we're going to have a light source over on that side. So let's just get that in. And as soon as I get a better internet connection, I'm going to start scheduling, you know, several times a week on both YouTube and Facebook, live stream sessions, so that you can all follow along if you wish. Sort of going for a bit of a late afternoon sky here, I think. It's funny how sometimes things just paint themselves. It may not have been what you intended, but it's just what comes out. Okay, I do like that sort of very soft edge along this mountain line here. It's part of the reason why I like to paint loose, so I don't end up with too many hard edges. Right, I think what we need to do now is strengthen up those darks now that we've got the rest of it established. So these poplars are going to be our main interest. They're going to still be quite soft and loose by the looks. I may have to use the palette knife. It's all looking a little bit dark at the moment, but I'm confident that when I put in the lights on this grass here, that it will come back into balance. He says hopeful. You've got to have hope when you're painting, hey? It's a good way to go through life. Alright, let's get that in there. Let's get this, some more white. A little bit of Viridian in there, or is it phthalo? Might be phthalo green. Nice light grassy colour there. Ooh, I'll have to tone that back a bit, I think. Unless I really punch up these the colour in these poplar trees, which might be a bad way to go, and just make this a really bright, catching all the sunlight kind of painting. Bit of yellow work on there. Shadowy grass in that corner, a little bit in that one as well. Okay. Yeah, I think that shadow works a bit better there, like that. All right, now I'm just contemplating the best approach to put on some highlights there. And what I'm thinking is that looks like a mid-tone first. See that colour there? Yellow ochre, viridian, and a little bit of alizarin crimson. Just run that in. Not going to lose all of that shadow line that I put in there. Just establish a bit of a body to this poplar tree. Run a few up in different directions. Like so. So I'm really just working on sort of abstract, large shapes is what I'm focusing on these days. Trying to minimise the amount of detail that I put in, so I kind of don't mind getting some blockier looking shapes in to my paintings as I sort of experiment with different ideas. Okay, good. I just need to get a bit of variety of the toning there, so I'll get a little bit more yellow ochre, alizarin crimson. Just to make it a bit more interesting. So, and a little bit of highlight on there. So I've certainly been working on expanding my palette, making it more interesting in recent times. Like this bright green I probably wouldn't have used in the past. So just experimenting with different things at the moment, and I'm enjoying it, you know, like I think it's important that you always continue to be learning. Okay, now with these lower bushes I don't want to be quite as vibrant greens, so I'll just turn it back a little. Okay, now I do think that just wanting to just tone this green in here back a little bit. Lest it dominate too much the painting. That's a bit better. Well, it's nice and colourful. I like that. That's one of these I've been really sort of hoping to achieve, is more colour into some of my paintings, rather than, because I started out really Australian landscapes was everything when I started. I do feel like my colours have been a bit muted for a bit too long, and now I'm sort of playing around with don't be so stuck. And I think part of that is, you know, the more people I teach internationally, the more important it is to have some more variety in what I'm doing. So, hence exploring new avenues, new areas. Got my little poplar painting brush. Oh, not poplar, poppy painting brush. I'm just going to tap it into some red, but I don't want it quite that red. I'll just run it through some grey on the palette. And I'll just run some poppies in. So if you've ever seen that Monet painting, I can't think of what it's called at the moment, but it's the one where he's got the mother and the child, and they're sort of in this corner, and there's a hill, and on the hill there's a house, an old barn. That's what I was looking at earlier that made me want to have a go at this painting. Or just do my own little interpretation with it. There you go. I'm going to call this Poplars on the Hill. One last little thing that I could probably do to it is just run. Probably doesn't need it, but run a few little trunks up in there. And of course, I'm going to pop this up on eBay. I like putting them up on eBay auctions for starting at $1 with no reserve, because they're just little practice studies, you know. It helps get my name out there. Now, if you're looking to learn to paint, and that's why you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to our channel first, and check out freepaintingvideos.com, and you can get access to a full free 5-day painting course. All right, thanks for watching. Cheers for now.